Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Grand Line Review, and today we are checking out Luffy's worst case scenario just happened. Talk about chapter 1060. If you've not read it, my god, so much is going on already. I love it. It's just boom, kick-starting into the next story. And let's see what he has to say. My freaking god. Oh my god. Here we go.
This was a lot. 3 big revelations, and when I say big, I don't mean big. I mean
Ouch.
This chapter is big. Too big. I'm actually saying big too much now. But this event left me absolutely mind-blown. Between Luffy's dream, a surprise piece of jewelry, and the overwhelming power of Eam, this was an experience that has changed so much of One Piece going forward. And I guess let's just begin with the destruction of Luffy.
Yeah.
Because I think this might be one of the most impactful 2 pages of One Piece I've ever seen.
As that's
so
coming down.
Boom! Shock and submission, but this is one of them. I still have chills even recording this video, because I was not expecting this demonstration of raw power.
No. We know how powerful that is now.
I prefer Eam because otherwise I feel like I'm saying Emu, which, to be fair, did demonstrate their immense power during the Great Emu War in Australia.
Yeah. That's actually quite... Yeah.
For us. But Eam has taken a massive step up as a threat. Something I think was very necessary because the protagonistic forces in this story have had it far too good for far too long.
Yeah.
This is the level of threat we need to feel. Something that seems overwhelming and impossible to deal with. And with the scale of this destruction, surely this has to be the ancient weapon Uranus, right? And it makes sense because Uranus is the god of the sky. So it's only fitting that the self-proclaimed gods who live in the sky have command of it. And for anyone who's hoping we eventually find the hidden island of God Valley, I feel like you're in for a little bit of bad news. Because with this, it would seem that God Valley has been hidden from the very concept of existence. And it really does make me wonder why the world government even bother with Busticles. Like God O'Hara.
Yeah, like no, the one Eam just wants to be so hidden.
Prep time to get going, and the Busticle is already like a quick and dirty option. Also, for every new subscriber during the month of September, Roundline Review will be donating 10 cents to Gamers Outreach, so that we can provide Westmead Children's Hospital with gaming carts, equipped with all latest generation consoles to give kids the much-needed power to play. We also have a direct donation page, and according to our milestones, we are well into funding our second cart. So if you have the means, please do consider donating, because every little bit helps. And now, a smooth transition back into whatever it is we were talking about. I've also seen roughly a bazillion people point this out, but the overall attack is very evocative of Doflamingo's last moments of relevance on Dressrosa. It was called 16 Holy Assassin's Bullets, and assaulting Lelucia Kingdom appears to be 16 Rays of Light. This is very potentially the national treasure that Doflamingo was talking about. The one which, when combined with immortality, would have allowed him to rule the world, which he would know because of our potentially immortal Eam, who is currently using it to rule the world. And the way Oda drew this moment is masterful. This is a series known for almost painful levels of environmental detail. So when Oda draws devastating attacks, he tends to employ the utmost simplicity. Like he's literally erasing the details of the world he's built. It gets cooler though because a lot of the line art on this page was like unrefined and sketchy. Especially when you look up at the clouds or even down at the not clouds, the water.
The not clouds.
The word for water. But the lines are really sketchy, almost like the sort of placeholder art you'd use in a storyboard. And that's very purposeful because, again, this attack is just so powerful. It's
immense, isn't it? It's destroying a whole bloody island.
I should say that Oda also knew exactly how to hit me right in the terror balls by making sure to include panels of a child and a dog right before the attack. The idea of which is to instill as much empathy as possible into the reader, so it doesn't just feel like we have a bunch of nameless characters being killed. No, instead we have a bunch of nameless characters who have children and pets. And simple things like that are a very quick and effective method.
That's true.
These care a lot more than we otherwise might have. Is it odd that I actually feel kind of heartbroken because a fictional dog that we only ever saw in one panel is now dead? And then, of course, there's also Sabo. Now, what I will say is that if Sabo was on the island, I would have an incredibly rough time believing
don't think he's gone.
From any sort of logical perspective. But here's the thing. Sabo was not on the island. The paneling here is very tricksy. And
yeah, I kind of thought that as well.
Talk about the signal coming from Lelucia, but there was one panel that gave everything away. And it was the last one we saw of him right before impact. And now to demonstrate this, I'm going to have to do something very unconventional, which is to turn the lights off.
Interesting.
Yes, excellent. It's darkish. So if you look at all of the other characters, their light source is coming directly from
the sky, yes.
Up, and there's laser beams, and it's about to kill them, and it's coming from the sky. Whereas if you look at Sabo, his light source is coming from the side.
So he's seeing it happen.
On the island. Instead, what's happening is that he's looking at something very bright and very over there, and not at all here where everyone else is.
Right, yeah. Alright, that's fair.
So I think that Sabo is on a ship near Lelucia watching this event play out. Oda has also gone to the trouble of making sure that any panel featuring Sabo is completely devoid of any background, so his location is
cannot actually be very clever.
I love what Oda did here. It probably fooled a lot of people, but I am 99% sure that
yeah, okay, that's interesting, because I didn't think about that. I was just like, there's no way to kill Sabo off, but then, that's a very good way of looking at it.
Shown in the chapter very surprisingly is Moda. We saw her both former times the Lucia Kingdom was in focus, and there's a character that kind of looks like her telling her dad that she's scared and stuff, but this father figure looks nothing like Moda's actual father, so I don't know where she is. Maybe I missed her, maybe my eyes are just not great, sometimes they do that. More accurately, don't do that, the thing I want them to do, which is see. But my Otis
witness.
tingle here. Because if he was going to kill Moda, surely he would have given her some sort of dramatic focus. Or maybe he just forgot how to draw her father, I don't know. But it is possible that wherever Sabo is, Moda is probably also there for reasons. And it's not too far-fetched because Moda obviously knew Ace. So that's a very easy way to connect to Sabo and maybe even Luffy in the future. But speaking of, the choice to use the Lucia Kingdom for this event was fantastic. To a lot of people this might seem like a bit of a random location, but we have been following the story of this little island for quite a while now. It all began with Ace's cover story pre-time skip, and then it continued just before the Reverie when the Revolutionary Army commanders arrived to do the thing it is they did. And now it has concluded in tragedy. It's a really good way for Oda to make us feel lost without actually being one of the more important islands, like, say, Alabasta or Wano. And it's a great example of why the cover stories are so important.
Oh, mate, you gotta read the cover stories.
A joke, pretty much just a series of gags.
It's like German 66 are doing their thing against everyone, the Whole Cake Island, aren't they, as well? It's like, that's going to be important.
There's no better way to get invested in a location and its characters than to have fun with them. Before now, Lelucia was never really a serious place. It was just a bit of fun in the background. So this is Oda very, very effectively telling us that nothing is safe. Now with that said, the other parts of the chapter were all very warm, fun, and safe. Which is crazy because a lot of it is focused on the massive revelation of Luffy's true dream. Firstly though, I love seeing Luffy's reaction to the news about Sabo and Vivi.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way he did that.
I'm not believing for a second that Sabo was some sort of murderer, but also immediately wanting to set sail to help Vivi. And this is a rare but classic moment where Zoro steps in.
Zoro's the one that's like calming everyone down, yeah.
Character in the series, and I find moments like these quite personally nourishing. Zoro is the perfect vice captain figure because he knows when to take orders but also when to issue.
Give him, yeah.
He's done some pretty ridiculous stuff for Luffy on a whim, completely unquestionably, as if the order in question actually made sense. But he actually has an ability to decipher Luffy's regular poor decision making from his actually poor decision making.
Yeah, like that's actually kind of cool. That no, you're being an idiot. Yeah.
Time was Zoro's just like, now Luffy, remember what you said about Ace that one time? And then we cut to this stunning masterclass of expression from Eiichiro Oda. The kind of face that says, I know you're right, but
I don't want you to be.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But also with reactions, I appreciated Chopper shedding some tears for Cobra. The rest of the crew were more concerned about Vivi, understandably. But I like that at least one of them took a short moment to mourn Cobra. I mean, he did once share a bath with them where he, for reasons, attempted to see his own daughter naked. But overall, Cobra, he was a great guy and a very solid king. So it's quite touching that Chopper had this reaction. But the best part about Zoro's speech was when he told Luffy not to underestimate Vivi. Because other than Luffy himself, this is the best person that a line like this could possibly come from. Zoro, whose entire life quest is more or less about acquiring strength, is giving Vivi some pretty solid respect here. Not necessarily with raw power, but Zoro saw firsthand just how hard she fought to save Alabasta.
Yeah.
So he has complete faith in her.
He believes
Also,
that she can look after herself.
Something that I thought was insanely cute was the exchange between Robin and Luffy about all of the information in the newspaper. Robin just gets Luffy. Like, she always knows who he's talking about with all of his weird pineapple-y descriptions. With that said, Robin mentioned there was some news about more familiar names, which Luffy doesn't care about, but
he's like, just keep me updated with stuff I need to know.
Actually keep his word and is giving Carabo a lift aboard the Thousand Sunny, and I found it quite hilarious that he was given the barrel treatment again. But this is huge. This is so damn big. Because something I didn't put together until rereading the chapter was, does Carabo now know what Luffy's dream is? I think he does, because he was eavesdropping the entire time. And so he continues to, for whatever reason, become one of the most important characters in all of One Piece. And as for the dream itself, this was all incredibly sudden, but Luffy finally revealed it to the crew. Not to us as readers, but along with the destruction of the Lucia, this floored me. I had to stop and carefully examine each and every one of the Straw Hat reactions because there is a full spectrum of emotion here. The most noteworthy reaction to me is Usopp, because he's the only one who seems to be hit with the severity and impossibility of whatever this true dream is. I mean, Sanji thinks it's crazy as well, but he laughed, whereas Usopp is all like, Luffy, mate, this is actually impossible. Which is wild, because Usopp is already on board with the impossible.
I'm so sorry, I've got a really itchy toe.
This is even a step beyond that. In regards to what this dream is, my thoughts on it haven't changed. I've made a video examining the potential options and what I think the most likely answer is, so I won't restate it all here. All I'll say is that when it comes to Luffy, we should keep our thinking simple. His dream likely isn't going to be something epic like tearing down the red line and freedom and justice.
So I thought I misread this online, but I was like, did I miss what it was? So we weren't actually told as readers. That's cool.
I would highly recommend checking out that video. But as if this onslaught of revelations wasn't enough to
yeah, this girl at the end.
The end of chapter 1060 presents us with a very, very sudden Jewelry Bonnie. And that's how we know that One Piece is pretty seriously gearing up towards an ending. Bonnie is connected to some of the greatest mysteries in the series, and I could not have been more excited at the end of this chapter. She and Aruj are the only two Worst Generation members yet to have their time, but Bonnie is connected to Kuma, who is connected to Vegapunk, the government, the Revolutionary Army, and, well, everything. Kuma has his fingers in many story pies, so Bonnie is
really
the
does.
key to a lot of massive information, which I suppose Caribou will also find out because he knows everything. And a lot of this section was also spent having fun with the Straw Hats messing around. Chopper with his cute hat, Sanji doing his hearing lady skag, and Brook comparing weather phenomenon to afros. It was a very comedy-heavy few pages, and I suspect that Oda did this to get in some final wacky crew interactions before Bonnie wakes up and we have fallen into a solid plot again.
Yeah, it's like we know where we're going, where we're starting in the direction of ending.
And not end this chapter on such a low point. But holy crap, we've been given so much to think about. I can't even predict where we go from here, and honestly, that's the best part about it. Although I can predict that this is another great video, so if you like listening to an Australian man talking about fictional pirates whilst you do the dishes or cleaning your room or something, then this is the video thing for you.
Mate, yeah, there's so much happening. So much happening. I was so confused. I'm so glad that confirmed it, because I was like, in the when I was reading it online, I was like, wait, what's his dream then? So then we just added another mystery then. We just added another thing to the list of things that need to be answered before it ends, which is fine. As long as we get all the answers, you know. But Sabo, that was a cool one as well. Yeah, he was right. The light was coming down on everyone, but then Sabo was to the side. So it's like, that's an interesting point that's made as well. Anyway, I can't wait till next week's chapter, and thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, links in the description of the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask. Support channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe, and everything. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if I should watch or discuss some future videos. I'll see you guys next time.